thank you very much for this award. And first of all, I'd like to as well congratulate the other, well, the nominees and also the recipients of the awards this evening. I don't want to prolong the evening. I know you've been here quite a long time. Just say that I arrived here a long time ago as a student in 1966, believe it or not. Transfer students to a place called San Fernando Valley State College, and I did not see too much, that was familiar to me. It was people, an institution that was gigantic, Talk about feeling alone. There were a few of us that had that feeling, and just wondered whether we'd be able to go ahead and stay the course and accomplish something here. I was fortunate enough to come here and meet others, students, maybe one or two faculty that had an interest in us, one of them being Dr. Furumoto, very important mentor for us then. There was no EOP, no Chicano studies. If there was a counseling program, I didn't know about it. Financial aid, in my senior year, I found out that I qualified for work study. So it was tough, My first job, cafeteria, washing dishes, early morning hours, great parking, I gotta say that. Free lunch, but that's where it began. We went through a few events in 1968 and 69. And to those brave students and fellow faculty, community people that came and stood by us in some very trying times, I've learned a lot in terms of what people will do to reach an objective and to make an institution do what it's supposed to do. In 1969, the Chicano students here more or less made an impression on the administration to hire me as a counselor, okay? And I joined the counseling department. And on that staff was a man by the name of Dorsey. That's when I met him, and a number of other people. As a member of that counseling department that was founded there in Bahrain and all, that's where it was located. But more of my work was outside on the campus, engaging the students, especially a growing Latino population that was very small. And little by little, of course, started to, make that contact and that some kind of a mentoring program started at that particular time. In 1971, I joined the Chicano Studies Department and started doing something I never expected I would ever do, and that is to teach, and least of all at a university. But the opportunity presented itself, and I have to say that with the encouragement of a number of colleagues, faculty at that time, and the new EOP students that were coming in, I really have to give an acknowledgement to those early generation of students who had patience with a young 24-year-old counselor, young professor, who was just starting to learn how to do what we're supposed to do here. They were very patient, very encouraging of me, and I hope that I made some impact on them. And I've had the privilege, and the blessing, I have to say, to be able to have stayed here and seen, well, as someone said, a few decades. And with those decades came, of course, numbers of students, and faculty, of course, as well. But those students especially, and I'm very proud of people like Jose Luis Vargas and others of those early pioneers. But they got something going along with us, and they left being a student. But we were fortunate that there would be other students that would take up a place of leadership in organizations to keep the programs open, to keep the doors open, to continue to open up minds. And again, to make this institution serve all of the community, that our history, that our art would be alongside, the many histories and stories that this country has. Because really, to me, that's what we've been after, keeping that presence here, and hopefully enriching, the experience of Cal State University in Northridge. I sometimes have, told friends and relatives that, yeah, oh, I like where I work in CSUN. I think so much of CSUN that I named one of my kids after the institution. And I said, yeah, what's your name? Well, Marisol. Marisol, Mar is sea. Sol, sun. Well, lucky I wasn't working at Cal State LA. But I also want to acknowledge another person. Actually, when talking about mentors and those that would provide that kind of a support behind you. In 1968, when we didn't have these programs, I was fortunate to have two great parents who, in their very limited educational experience, knew that this was valuable over here. And they provided me that support, that home, that place where I could live and eat and get the basics. That meant a lot to me. And as the years went on, I found others that will continue as well to be strong influences in my life. And one is here. Her name is Martha. And Martha, since 1969, that's when we were married, has also been that kind of support at home. And that's been very, very important for me to be a person who comes to this campus from a base of support, from a nurturing support, from an environment where love permeates, our relationships. And I come here to a place, Chicano studies, where I also find something that we very much appreciate. That is familia, family, mutual respect, support, dignity. It's in addition to that, of course, and I'm sure other professors find the same experience in their departments with other colleagues who stimulate, your interest and your desire to inquire and to learn more. And I'm very fortunate to belong to a department like that, and to have colleagues next to me that, well, to be real frank, I'd like to sit in their class. I sometimes have sat in their classes because that was just not available to me as a young sociology major here when I was in school here. So whatever I can do, whatever I've been able to do to assist and support our UP students, I'm very, glad to do it. And again, I literally pray for the UP program to continue to exist and to attract more people like Jose Luis Vargas and others who have dedicated their lives to helping individual students. Lastly, let me just say, for me, it's not just helping individuals. When we help our individual students, I know I'm helping an individual, I'm helping a family that student comes from. I'm helping to strengthen the neighborhood that they come from. I'm helping ultimately to help a society, a country that has to learn how to live with each other and learn from each other. I like the mixture and diversity, not just the trees and bushes and trees, but the people. Because I saw a different world back in the 60s. And I know we haven't solved all our problems. I know that there is still work to do. There's still learning to do. There are still attitudes that we need to change. So again, thank you very much for this acknowledgement, and I pray for the success of UP. Thank you.